And welcome, everybody. It's Dr. Hank, and it's so good to see you that this is for real estate agents and for them to increase their income. And so every Wednesday we meet at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central. We have people from around the country on this. This is applicable for anybody in any state, any real estate agent or broker in any state. And I'm tonight, we're going to talk about the #1 listing leads program in America, period. It is absolutely the best. It won't cost you anything. And in a half hour, you're going to understand how to use it and how to do this. And it's easy, but it all boils down to your mindset. And so let's kind of review where we are. Your GPS to Success, a book that I wrote about the 5 steps to success. And so I would suggest that you take notes on this and you really internalize the information that I'm sharing with you, because there's some real killers to our success with our committee. I call the committee this little chattering voice that tries to take you off your lighted path with God, if you will. And one of those things that says, oh, I know this already, okay, or I've done this already and it didn't work, okay? And so none of those things, if you say those things, then you're right. We're always right about whatever we say, because that's how powerful we are. And then we get to ask and then we receive. And what are you asking for? So again, I would keep an open mind on all of this, and welcome everybody. It's such a pleasure to be with everyone. And I'm going to share my screen here with you so that you can see what this is about. And let me see here. I don't see where my, let me just try one more thing and try to get this PowerPoint up. I see it there. And let me just do a share. And it might be on this guy. So let me share. And let's see. Do you guys, can you see that? Can you see this? Do you see the PowerPoint here? Is the PowerPoint up? Do you see your real estate GPS to Success, Kata?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Oh, darn. See, I have it on my screen, but
Mhm.
for some reason it's not on that. And so we can't do that one. And let me just do stop share. And then I think maybe I got it here. So let's see. Yeah, here it is. Okay. And there we go. And you guys can see that now, right?
It's
Yes.
on.
Yeah, okay, good, thank you. Okay, and so this is your real estate GPS to Success. So if you're a real estate agent, this is for you. I'm going to give you what, and just to understand and how powerful this is, I have an agent that started this and heard this, what exactly.
Hi, I'm Trish Jewell from St. Louis, Missouri, and I've been a licensed real estate agent since 2017.
That
Small team.
noise off. Who's talking there?
Using.
I'm gonna have to mute all, and so I'm gonna mute you all so that we can hear it. And there we go. And share again now. Okay, and you can see the screen again. Now your real estate GPS is showing, Kata. Is that up there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, and so I have an agent that started in January. Typically, January and February aren't very good months. In January, February, and March, she had 7 listings because of this. And I have an agent that did, and I know you're gonna not even believe it, okay? And if you think it's too good to be true, then it will be for you, but who had 71 listings last year. And those were, you know, some with investors and some other things, but it is this principle that I'm going to share with you tonight. And so this it will work. And but let's review that the number one thing for you to grow your real estate business is your own mindset. We are get in our way of, we say, oh, that's too hard, or I can't do that, or you can do anything that you want, or it's too good to be true, or whatever. All of these things that that we're saying to ourselves that literally take us off of our success path. And instead of going to success, that we end up with not enough. And so it really is our mindset. And I'm only here, I'm not selling you anything, that that I have a bunch of different opportunities for you. And one of them is tonight to grow your business and with this leads program. But you need to understand your mindset and understand that the only thing that's preventing you from anything you want is your own mindset. And I can help you with that. And so if you just follow what I ask you to do tonight, that I guarantee you, you'll have listings. And you'll be like these other people that have listings. If they can do it, you can do it. But get out of your way. And it's kind of like, would you allow God to come in and do this for you? And again, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do, and it's going to be easy. And so the most important step is your mindset. The second most important step, and now my computer is, oh, there we go, is leads program. And tonight I'm going to give you the #1 leads program in America. It actually has been the #1 leads program in real estate since real estate started in the 1900s or whatever. That literally it is the most effective way. But there's an addition to what people haven't done before. I add something that makes it even easier in order to use this lead program. And then just as a review, know that then you need training and development. That's why you're here today. This is part of training and development. And I have all kinds of different training and development I can provide. Savings and investment. If you want to build your wealth, you need to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you'll never get there. One easy plan for savings is 10% of your commissions put away. Just don't even look at it. Put in a 401k or whatever. Remember, I'm a wealth maker. I can help you be wealthy if you will help yourself and just do some of these things. So like if you just heard, hey, 10% if I put away, that it's a way to build my income, it is. And then I promise you there will be opportunities to use that 10% to invest in whatever you may want. And there's great opportunities all the time, but you need to write it down. And so when you hear something here that you're going to do, write it down so you can review these notes. And then the fifth one is passive income, that none of us want to work the rest of our lives. Okay. And you want to be like me. You want to be able to play what I want to do, have fun. That we just went out to and just had a great time and went to this one place, Legacy, and went to this wonderful restaurant and went to Lululemon and got some story and just kind of did whatever yesterday afternoon. And that's the kind of life that you want, to be able to go do whatever you want. We're going to Northern Italy later on this year, and you can do all these things too. They're all possible. And so remember, #1 though is your mindset. And so what are you thinking about? And so I'm going to give you one thing that I want you to start thinking about. Is you probably have been thinking about like, oh, I don't have enough business, or I don't have enough money. That becomes your prayer. That's your asking. So when I say I don't have enough business, God says, no problem. I'll answer you and give you not enough business. Or if I say that I don't have enough money, God's going to give you more, not enough money. And I know, Jeff, that you've been with me for a while and you're on the phone here, that that this teaching, this really works, and that Jeff has increased his income more than he ever thought before. And it's because of him just doing what I'm suggesting to you to do. And so there's 3 streams of income that you can get in real estate. You want to ask yourself, am I getting all 3 streams of income? Am I getting areas to grow my business? The answer is yes, you are, because tonight you're going to be given the #1 leads program. The second one, are you building your wealth? And so what investments are you doing? And it doesn't matter if you start out with 1%, that you need to start to save and to start thinking about what you want to invest in and asking for what's the best thing to invest in. And then finally, passive income. And I have 5 passive streams of income. And so count how many passive income you have. And if you don't have any, it's no big deal. You want to start asking for, I want to have passive income, and that you will be led to passive income. So we have 4 exclusive lead programs that I provide, and this is all under my umbrella, if you will. I own it. It's no broker associated with it. None of all these people say, oh my gosh, do I have to change brokers or whatever? Who cares? Are you loyal to yourself and your family or to your broker? And so, it's just not a big deal. But again, under this is all just me and not a broker or anything. But we have a listing lead program, a new home builders program, a first responders program, a referral program. And the one we're going to talk about now in the next 15 minutes or so is the listing lead program. And so there's 5 steps to this. And I call this listing lead program 5 by 5 by 5.
Mhm.
And to start out, and again, if you want to take a picture of this, because this is basically the overall, but I need to help you with your mindset now about this. That the first thing is that you want to have a mindset of and understand how the most effective marketing ever is. And the most effective way to market yourself is in person, talking to people. Okay. I had someone say, oh, I identified a market to farm in real estate. That's a terminology we typically use, that we identify a neighborhood, a market, and that's something I want you to do. But this lady tells me, yeah, I identified a market to farm, and I'm sending out postcards next month. Well, good luck with that. I said, have you sent out postcards before? She said, and she was real proud of herself. She said, yeah, I sent out postcard last month. And I said, that's great. And was it your first month? She said, yeah. And I said, great. How many responses did you get back? None. That's enough. How many do you think you're going to get back next time? Well, gosh, I don't know. Yeah. Well, if the most effective way is to be speaking to people. So how do you get to be in front of people that own a house right now, that would then be, if they own a house, they could be in a position to sell their house? Well, you can't just walk into Starbucks and, yell out to everybody, hey, who owns a house, right? And maybe you could do that. I don't know. Maybe some people would do that. But the most effective way to communicate is in person. The second most effective way is via Zoom. Why? Because 60%, and again, you need to understand all of this in your mindset to do what I'm going to show you here to get listings, and that is 60% of your message is your body language. Well, if you're sending out postcards, there's no body language. If you're sending out an email, there's no body language. If you're sending out a text, there's no body language. Okay. Now, a phone, and I pretty much went in the order of how effective is your marketing, and I'll review that again with you. But again, 60% is your body language of your message that you give with people. So if you're not in front of them, you're not having body language. 30% is your tone of voice. So I can say to all of you, hey, I'm really mad that all of you got on the phone tonight, on Zoom tonight. And so my words were, I'm really mad about you being on Zoom, but my tone of voice wasn't, right? And so you knew I was kidding. Well, it's all in the tone of voice. So 60% body language, 30% tone of voice, and only 10% are the words I use. So we're always so interested about what am I going to say? It's not what you're saying. It's how you've been thinking. And like if you're excited to call on people, to talk with people, to share the good news, you have all kinds of real estate good news to share, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But here's the order of effective marketing. That the most effective in person. So we need to figure out a way, how can I, if I want listings, how can I get in front of people that own a home? Okay, because those are the ones that would have a listing. The second most effective way is via Zoom, because I get my body language. The third most effective, or getting less effective now, is phone, then text, then email, and then US mail, snail mail. And so think about, how are you marketing? And so if you feel good about once a month sending out an email, and that's good, that's fine, to your list once a month to remind them, absolutely will build your long-term business because they will remember you. Some of them will remember you. But most people, your email isn't read, goes into junk, whatever. It's not very effective. So how do we get in front of people? And here's the way. You identify a market to farm. So I recommend someplace close to you that has higher priced homes. Okay. So if you're living in whatever, $400,000 home, and a mile down the road, there's $800,000 roads, do $800,000 homes that are down the road. And what I'd like you to do is go in, and again, you have to do this. If you don't do this, this will not be the #1 real estate listing leads program for you, and you won't get any listings. You have to do this if you want to get listing. And it's real easy, okay? So the first thing you do, and it's a very unique way to be comfortable with what I'm going to be asking you to do. So you look for listings in the farm, area that you're marketing, and go to the MLS and find them, or drive through the neighborhood. I would even recommend, it's still springtime, walk the neighborhood, get to know the people, say hi, have a little, say that you're a real estate agent on your thing, talk to people. And if anything, drive around the neighborhood and find a listing. And find the agent who's listing it and write down their name and their phone number, the address, and call that agent. And I will call them right there, right when you're in front of the house. So you know exactly if they have any questions or whatever. But you call them up and say, hey, I'm Dr. Hank. I'm a real estate agent. And I see you have a listing at, 4300 whatever B Street. And I'd love to, I'm a licensed real estate agent, and I'd love to do an open house for you. And see what they say. Most agents will love it. They don't have to do the open house. You can just do the open house from, 12 to 2 on Saturday, or 2 to 4 on Sunday, or whatever, just a couple of hours, okay? And now most people stop there, by the way, and you probably have all heard about this, that, oh yeah, to have an open house, and normally it's your listing. But now we're changing this a little, and we're saying go to any agent, doesn't matter what broker, whatever, and go to that agent. And ask them, call them, ask them if they can do an open house. And when they say yes, and I prepaid that conversation, it's going to be a great conversation. They're going to be agreeable. They're going to love that I'm offering, to help sell their home, because you don't get paid on anything about selling home. I shared this with someone, one of my clients, about 3 weeks ago, and they said, well, I don't get anything out of this, just the agent does. Oh, that's not true. You're going to get plenty out of it, and here's what you're going to get. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, well, I'm going to have an open house, and I'm going to get buyers. you know, because they're interested in buying that house or they're in that price range to buy that a similar type house, and you're going to get buyers. And that is true. You may get buyers. You will hopefully get buyers at an open house, but you're not doing the open house for the open house. And this is where everything changes. Everything just changed for you on what you're doing. And you don't tell the agent this, it's none of their business, whatever, they don't care. But here's what you're doing. And it's 5, 5, 5. Once that agent says yes, and you say, I'd like to do it in 2 weeks, because that'll give you a little time to market. And what are you going to market? You're going to make a flyer about the open house with a picture of that house and a picture of you, the agent, okay? Because you're giving the open house. You're not listing the house, but you're giving the open house. And what you want to do is go to the 5 houses in front of you of that open house, the 5 houses to the left, and the 5 houses to the right. Just 15 homes. Now, the most fastest, quickest, easiest way to get listings, don't do any of that and just start knocking on doors. The problem with teaching that is nobody wants to just knock on doors. They feel uncomfortable. They feel, don't talk to strangers. We were told when we were kids, you know, we don't want to do this. What I'm giving you now is a reason to be able to knock on the door. And what you're doing is you knock on these doors and you have this flyer and you say your name, hi, I'm so-and-so, I'm a real estate agent, and I wanted to invite you to an open house of your neighbors that's right across the street, right here. And then you start a conversation with them. And you say, oh, things like, and I would write down these questions and just to breathe deeply and just enjoy sharing with them about that. And then ask them questions like, oh, how long have you lived here? You know, really easy questions. You know, how long have you lived here? Oh, do you like your neighborhood? You know, great, great. Then are you guys happy with your home? You know, and just be asking those questions. Connect with these people. I had an agent in less than a month ago, I guess 3.5 weeks ago, that called on 3 homes. Okay, just 3. Now I'm asking you to call on 15, just 3 homes. The first home, the person said, no, not interested. The second home, the person said, I'll be darned. My wife and I were just talking about this. You must be our little guardian angel, because we were talking about selling our home. And come on in. And goes to the kitchen, they talk, and everything. She gets the listing. The next home, the third home, they say, we're not interested, but hey, I appreciate you inviting us to an open house and everything. And we actually have 2 people that, you know, were just talking to us about selling their home. And we'd love to, you know, here's their contact information, you know, whatever. And so 3 calls, 3 knocks on doors, and what you're doing is you're a gift. Look at yourself as a gift, okay? That you have good news to share, that you have an open house. And neighbors are always nosy about, they want to know how much a house is selling for and what it looks like inside and all that stuff. So they're going to love that you're knocking on their door. And then, so you invite the 5, 5, 5, and you make connections. You connect with these people. You see how you can help them with their real estate needs, or who they know, not do they know. Who do you know that I could maybe help with their real estate needs? Who do you know? Do you know that everybody knows about 250 people, and at least 10 people of those people they know wants to buy or sell a home? So when you're talking to one person, you got 10 people, potential, you know, people to buy or sell a home. And then you have the open house. And of course, that will provide you also buyers, build your business. What I recommend is you have another agent to do the buyers and you manage all these listings that you have. listings are a lot easier, get the referral of, buyers typically a 30% referral. But if it's even easier, agents will do it for just 50% because there's thousands of dollars of commissions with all of this. Now, hearing all that, what questions do you have? What did you like best about what you heard tonight? Kata, what did you like best? Oh, Kata, your voice. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. I'm very excited about this program. I've actually just implemented Walking My Neighborhood and finding another agent's home, which I will be doing an open house at this weekend. So this does,
Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah, Kata and
yes.
I talked about this last week. And so she said, hey, I'm going to go and, look up some agents and talk to them. How did that conversation go with the agent?
Well, when I called the agent, the house had been on the market for 4 weeks. They just dropped the price 10 grand. The house is $689,000. And so they just dropped the price, and she was happy because she said she couldn't do an open house. So I said, well, this works out perfectly. And I'm trying to do a double realtors on the line on the same day. So I have this one from 12 to 2, and there's another one up the street that I'm trying to do from 3 to 5.
Oh my God, that's tremendous, Kata. Yeah, so 689. So she's in about a $700,000 neighborhood. The average sale of a home in the United States is 400,000. So you're about double that on what it is. And again, the key is now Kata's going to have the open house, but she needs to invite the neighbors. And what's your plan on talking to the neighbors? Because it's this Saturday, is that right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
because it's Memorial Day weekend, thank you all the veterans on the line for serving. I picked up these little flags, and so I'm going to be going to the neighbors to give them a flag. And I just bought them in bulk, and just to be able to hand those out. Some neighbors already have flags in their yard, but they could still stick it in their flower bin or whatever. So tomorrow I'll be going out to speak with them.
Oh my God, that's great. Yeah. And so, and I would recommend that, in the evening, it's a little bit cooler, whatever, and to talk to them. And then Saturday morning, I do the 15 homes. I do the 555 Saturday morning, even if you went to them already, just reminding them on, hey, just wanted to, you said you couldn't make it, but I wanted to give you a flag, if anything, a flag. And because it's all about building a relationship with people that own homes. That's how you get listings. The bottom line is building a relationship with people that own a home. And this is an ideal time and way to put in the flags as far as, hey, it's something you're giving them. So you're giving them a flyer. Have you made up your flyer, or how are you going to be doing that?
I'm working on the flyer now, and to be able to put that together, she has to send over some new pictures. So I have those later tonight.
That's great. That's fantastic. So yeah, and then where did you buy those bulk flags, by the way? How big are they? Just little
on
ones?
Amazon. Yeah, they're in my garage, but they're from Amazon. So you just get them in no bigger than this, but you can get them from Amazon.
Yeah. And so now, I assume you probably won't run out of a bulk order of flags. So now you have July 4th, and you do that right after Memorial Day. It's that, hey, everybody's into the American flag, whatever, Memorial Day, and now July 4th, and just walk the neighborhoods and give a flag, give people something. And so if you don't have an open house, if anything, you talk about the open house and, hey, that, I don't know, were you guys at the open house last week? I wanted to give you a flag, this is the house that, we were, did you have any questions about it? Just be nice to people, enjoy and know that you can, have this the way that you want it. And so with that, I'm just going to look there if there were a couple of chats here. And so, okay, that just everybody's saying hi. And so with that, does anybody else have any other questions on how to implement the number one? It's always has been as far as knocking on, homeowners' doors. Now you have a reason to do it. You're just being a kind, neighborly person. You're giving them a flag, and you can do this now through July, 4th, and be able to have a lot of listings. And so like in my example, the one lady, 7 listings first 3 months. And so we average that out, that's 21 listings in a year. And at 400,000, if we just do that one times, 20, that's 8 million. And 3% of that's $240,000. And so, so literally, this is the easy way. Listings are easy, and it doesn't include all the buyers you're going to get on the open house. And then Kata just used the example where with open arms, the agent was on say, oh my gosh, I couldn't, I can't do that. I can't do an open house. And I'm so happy you called. So we're doing everybody a favor, and especially you. You're doing yourself a favor. So with that, any other thoughts, comments? Yes, Kata?
Dr. Hank, I want to say, I think one of the key points is when you look in your own neighborhood, because when you can share that there's a connection there, because the schools, the restaurants, the churches, the community. So that was one of the pluses. She said, I said, I'm just walking my neighborhood. So that was a plus right there.
That's awesome. Yeah. And just walk your neighborhood. And, and it really doesn't matter, how much your house is or whatever, there's still lots of service to do for people in real estate in your neighborhood, wherever you are. And I love that. Yeah, you're familiar, and always keep it easy, keep it simple. Let's just go to our own neighborhood, whatever that is, whether they're $1 million homes or 200,000, doesn't matter. There's thousands of dollars to be made and lots of people to help. Okay. Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you, everybody. I promised you a half hour, so we're not going to run over. If you do have any questions or comments, let me know. I love you all, and implement this, and then let me know all the good news and all the listings that you got from the #1 listing leads program in America. Love you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye.